Top of it. It's your boy Coach One Stack tapping in, y'all. And I got a banger for y'all because I've been telling y'all for the longest about Oprah Winfrey. But before I drop this video about how Oprah Winfrey is the most wanted person that has been indicted for these missing South African children and covering up, them South African girls that she started that school for in South Africa, man, go ahead and hit this like button, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and trust me, I won't tell. You dig what I'm saying? Hey, man, because I like to give y'all that raw content, and make sure you stay to the end because it's going to be about a 20-minute video because I got to do a little talking, and I got to show y'all a little proof. See, I've been telling you guys for a very long time that the big thing now in this world is human trafficking. That is like... it's like people investing into these private penitentiaries. It's a thing. The rich are doing a lot of human trafficking. But what better place to traffic somebody than South Africa? People that nobody's going to miss. There's a lot of kids right now to this day that are getting human trafficked through these cargo ships, on these boats, in these canisters, who will never be missed, who there's no documentation of them ever being alive. They don't have no birth certificate. They don't have no social. But see, if you guys are in the know, you know that Oprah started this all-girls school in South Africa a few years back, supposedly to help these young minors, to help these young girls get a better education. But here's what started happening over there in South Africa, people. A lot of these girls start coming up missing, y'all. Then a lot of these girls start getting sexually assaulted. We're accusing the men that were working at their school of assaulting them and doing these things of these natures. But Oprah did nothing about it. These kids used to go to Oprah asking for help, saying, hey, these men are doing X, Y, and Z to me, no help. And now a lot of them came up missing and they have never been found. And now they trying to indict this woman. Do you understand what I'm saying? This is this is going to be bigger than the Diddy thing, people, guys. And I'm going to tell you, Tyler Perry's hooked up with this stuff too. You think Diddy has something going on? Man, you wait till they catch Oprah with this human trafficking out of South Africa. But man, without further ado, man, let me give you guys some video footage. Let me kind of catch y'all up to what's going on, because man, this stuff is sick, because and this is what the rich is doing. They looking at us poor folks as cattle. They look at us as nothing but cattle. And I will give you one hint. Guys, if you know how to get to the dark web, you guys can see a lot of the things that I talk about for yourself. And I'll leave that at that, man. Let me give y'all a video. This is going to be kind of long, so just sit back.
Life secret. And I lived in such fear of that secret coming out. It was my great life shame. I thought, oh my God, I'm a national television personality. If that ever came out, my God, people are going to hate me. They're going to think this, they're going to think that. And when that came out, by a member of my family who did it to deceive me, it was the greatest relief of my life. And I found out that the people who loved me still love me.
In a shocking turn of events, the South African government is actively seeking the indictment and extradition of billionaire media mogul Oprah Winfrey over allegations that could shatter her pristine reputation. Authorities claim to have gathered overwhelming criminal evidence implicating Winfrey in a network of abuse, cover-ups, and corruption spanning years. For decades, Oprah has been a symbol of philanthropy, particularly in Africa, where she poured millions into educational initiatives and built institutions to uplift disadvantaged children. But beneath the glossy exterior of humanitarian efforts, dark accusations have begun to surface. Multiple orphanages have reported missing children, while others allege horrific abuse took place under her watch. The most damning claim, that she knew about these crimes and deliberately silenced witnesses by paying off key figures within the South African government. Oprah Winfrey's connection to South Africa dates back to the early 2000s, when she established the Oprah Winfrey Leadership Academy for Girls, a school designed to offer young South African girls a brighter future. The initiative was hailed as revolutionary, drawing praise from world leaders and celebrities alike. Parents entrusted their children to what they believed was a sanctuary, only to later realize that some of these children would vanish without a trace. Multiple reports suggest that over the years, children from various orphanages and underprivileged communities in South Africa disappeared under mysterious circumstances. Some of those who managed to escape have come forward with terrifying testimonies, alleging abuse at the hands of individuals associated with Oprah's network. What makes this even more disturbing is that authorities, instead of investigating, allegedly turned a blind eye in exchange for large sums of hush money. One source within the South African police force, who spoke on condition of anonymity, claims that efforts to probe these allegations were repeatedly thwarted by top officials who had been paid off. There was evidence, there were statements, but every time we tried to move forward, someone in power would shut it down, the officer revealed. As this investigation gains momentum, the biggest question remains: what happened to the missing children? Reports suggest that hundreds of children have disappeared over the past decade, with some cases linked directly to institutions connected to Oprah's philanthropic empire. Families have been crying out for justice, demanding answers, but have been met with silence, or worse, intimidation. One mother, whose child went missing from an orphanage that received donations from Oprah's foundation, shared her heartbreaking story. They told me my daughter had been adopted by a family overseas, but when I asked for details, they refused to give me any information. It's like she vanished into thin air, she sobbed. Meanwhile, young girls who managed to flee the system tell horrifying stories of sexual abuse, exploitation, and a culture of fear. Some claim they were threatened with severe consequences if they ever spoke out.
What do you believe is true for you? What do you believe is possible for you? Many of you have heard me share this story of growing up rural Mississippi, obviously
the 3-in-1 that actually turns him on.
I told y'all, man, Oprah Winfrey, man, been on some other stuff, people.
Black girl. At the time, we were called colored people. And my grandmother was a maid. That's all she ever knew. The only real expectation she held for me was that I would one day become a maid and, in her words, have some good white folk.
Others say they saw fellow children being taken away by unknown individuals, never to be seen again. For years, whispers of corruption within the South African government have circulated, but these latest revelations expose just how deep the rot may go. Officials who were meant to protect the nation's most vulnerable allegedly accepted bribes to suppress evidence and halt investigations. But something has changed. Sources suggest that a new faction within the government is determined to clean house, and that means finally going after those who have long believed themselves untouchable. One senior official close to the investigation stated, "We have enough evidence now to pursue an indictment. The world needs to know that no one is above the law, not even someone as powerful as Oprah Winfrey." South African authorities are reportedly working with international legal bodies to bring Oprah in for questioning, with extradition being a likely next step. While no formal charges have been filed yet, the pressure is mounting, and legal experts predict a storm is brewing. As these allegations spread like wildfire, the public is left waiting for Oprah's response. So far, she has remained eerily silent. No official statement, no denial, no attempt to clear her name, nothing. This silence is deafening, and many see it as a sign of guilt. If these accusations were baseless, wouldn't she be the first to refute them? Wouldn't she take legal action against those tarnishing her name? On social media, opinions are divided. Some fiercely defend Oprah, claiming this is nothing more than a politically motivated smear campaign. Others believe where there's smoke, there's fire, and demand a full-fledged investigation into every allegation. Meanwhile, international human rights groups have begun calling for transparency, urging both South Africa and the United States to ensure justice is served, regardless of who is implicated. The coming weeks will be crucial. If South Africa formally indicts Oprah, extradition proceedings could follow, a move that would send shockwaves through the global elite. There's also the question of whether other high-profile individuals are involved. If Oprah truly did pay off officials to silence victims, who else was in on it? Were there others benefiting from these atrocities? One thing is certain, the world is watching. And if justice is truly blind, then no amount of money, power, or influence should be able to protect anyone from accountability. For now, people of South Africa and the families of the missing children wait for answers. The truth must come out, no matter how powerful those involved may be. For decades, Oprah Winfrey has been celebrated as a philanthropist, media mogul, and humanitarian. However, beneath the glitz and glamour, disturbing allegations have surfaced, linking her name to crimes ranging from child trafficking to cover-ups involving high-profile elites. The accusations, spanning both America and South Africa, suggest that Oprah may not be as innocent as the world has believed.
I remember the first night entering into that house and being told that I wouldn't be able to sleep with my mother and I wouldn't be able to sleep inside the house, but there was a little foyer porch before you actually got inside the house. And I was put outside to sleep there. I later realized it's because it was the color of my skin.
Here's a breakdown of the most serious criminal acts allegedly connected to her name. One of the most shocking allegations against Oprah revolves around child trafficking. Reports from South Africa suggest that numerous children have gone missing from orphanages and institutions connected to her philanthropic efforts. The most damning accusations claim that children from the Oprah Winfrey Leadership Academy for Girls and other supported orphanages vanished without proper records, and families were left without answers. In the United States, similar concerns have been raised. Investigators have questioned Oprah's...
See, no, guys, I'm not even going to take it any further. See, so all in a nutshell, what's been going on, what goes on over here in these places, people, is that with this orphanage, you know, and these orphans in these other countries, not just South Africa, where Oprah Winfrey's dealing with, you know, these parents are so poor that they put their trust in, let's say, these Americans or these orphanages or these supposed schools and free academies to give their kid a better life. Okay, now, these people live out in the jungles, in the woods. They live so far from these places. So now, here's the thing. If their child was to get a big thing for them would be for you to tell them, hey, by the way, your child got adopted by this American family. Man, they living in New Jersey now. They doing good. And the family, they happy as hell because they've got paid, right? But they really believe that their child has been adopted and is living a good life. But in Oprah Winfrey's case, it is a school full of girls that came up missing on a bus and they have never been found. So guys, I want y'all to answer in the comments how a school full of people, full of girls, these are just girls, not boys, have come up missing from her school and they've never been found. Tell me in the comments, people. See, the human trafficking, that's the way it goes, people. You know, even with these Diddy parties, all this stuff ties in with Tyler Perry, Diddy, and all these little freak-off parties that Diddy's having at his house and that other people have, because Diddy ain't the only one that have these parties, y'all. Just don't think he's the only one. He may be the smallest one, just the one that just got caught. Because what they do is these kids are undocumented. Nobody's ever going to miss them. And as they're shipped to the United States in these canisters on these ships, right? On these ships, they come here. Nobody's ever, they don't exist. It's like they never existed. So when they take these kids through these sadistic rituals, when they take these kids and turn them into, you know, slaves and, guys, a lot of these kids, a lot of these missing kids, you see them on everyday commercials. They groom these kids to actually sit and be in the entertainment field and just smile for commercials. But you're not knowing that kid is missing. That kid don't even have an identity. They don't even know who their name is. They've been missing from their family for years. So basically, this is a thing amongst the rich. See the rich and powerful, these billionaires, they love the fact that they can do something that the next person can't. For them to know that they can have them 2 or 3 young South African girls sitting in the house doing their bidding for the rest of their life and ain't nobody ever going to do anything about it. These kids have no family to run to. The police is not going to bother them. They could make, I mean, this is what's going on. Because, guys, this is called Keeping It a Stack with Coach One Stack, and I can't keep it more stacked with this video right here. But Oprah Winfrey, man, has been a big part of this for quite some time, and they have been trying to indict her for years on this. But like in the comments, guys, if you're familiar with this and Oprah Winfrey story and them kids and these orphanages, put it in the comments. Talk to me, I'll talk back. Make sure y'all share this video. Make sure y'all like this video. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. I talk about the things that people don't want to talk about. But this human trafficking is real, and these kids are being used. These kids are a commodity, no different than Bitcoin, gold, cotton, silver, orange juice, wheat, barley, so on and so forth. They are using these kids from these other countries as a commodity, and that commodity is human trafficking. Just like 420 was not legal at one time, and now it is. Now you get all the rich and famous who was totally against it. Now they want to grow 420 farms because it's legal. It's the same thing with this. The rich and famous are putting their money in private prisons. They're telling people what music to listen to write. The gatekeepers are telling them what music to write. So what? So is a man thinking so he is? So what? You can end up in their private prison that they own stock in and do what? Get money from the government. Same thing with this human trafficking, guys. It runs deep, y'all. Hey, man, but I don't like to keep y'all too long. So you guys remember to be blessed. Don't ever get stressed. Make sure you never, ever get finessed, and get plenty of rest and stay out of trouble.